Hey guys, Chef Brackman. Welcome back to Storytime. Yesterday, I told a story about how my entire set got suspended for not attending a grooming lesson. Today, I'm going to tell you another story as a continuation of what happened next. We went for the suspension for 2 weeks. We got back to school, and I believe that a week or two after we got back from our suspension, the school went on midterm break. So, again, school was closed. So by the end of that term, it was clear to the principal and the academic staff that we had not covered our syllabus. So they asked us to inform our parents that we would stay home for the holidays to do extension lessons. So I believe we were suspended in January and midterm break was in February. So the holiday would have been between March and April. And our exams, WAEC was May, June, and NECO was June, July. These are the exams that you take to go to the university. So we had to stay in school to do extension classes while every other person went on holiday, which means the teachers that should have been on holiday also had to teach extension classes. So, and when the school is on holiday and we are doing extension classes, you're allowed to go in and out of school. You didn't need a gate pass in this era. So one morning, I got up and went with a few friends to the internet cafe. So when I was leaving, I told a few people that I would go to the internet cafe. So there was a way my school was. When you come out, there was a small road, a small path. Then you cross a bigger road. And then the internet cafe was on the other side of the road. There was also Mr. Biggs in that area. So we went to that internet cafe. And I think while at the internet cafe, we decided to visit our classmates. So we had this classmate, very nice girl. She was a day student and she had been an only child all her life. She was 17 years old. And then the mom had a son. So it was very nice, big celebration. So we decided to swing by there and see baby. We got there. I think she cooked yam or something. I think it's yam. She cooked something for us, which made us stay longer. We ate, and I think we even watched something. So we went to her house. We stayed there. We ate, watched. We spent some time. And then I got back to school, and people were telling me how much in trouble I was. I was like, what happened? They said, yes, because we could not go home on holiday, and we used to pay school fees by bank drafts. Not now that you can do bank transfers. We used to pay by bank draft. So we had to ask our parents to send our bank draft to school. So my mom had gone to Bonny for the holidays. So my dad had given her my bank draft to bring to my school. So she would have come from Bonny to Port Harcourt and done a road trip to Owerri on her way to Enugu. So she had come with that bank draft and I was not in school. And she had gone to my guardian. That woman was tough, eh? So she had gone to my guardian and that sent the people that said I went to internet cafe to go and call me from the internet cafe, and I was not there. So my mom left my bank draft with my guardian. So guardians are the people who look after you in school. So it's better to find a teacher guardian so that you keep your pocket money with them, and so that it doesn't get stolen in hosted. And every week you take some from them, and if you're in trouble, you find your guardian. So I think my mom knew her from a previous job or something. So my mom left my bank draft. So I went straight to my guardian. First, immediately she saw me. She landed me a few hot slaps, like I saw stars. And then she called me a whore. She called me a bunch of unimaginable things. She was telling me off. She told me how useless I was. And she told me that my mom was so angry. And my mom left with the food she brought for me and the provision she brought. Then she flung my bank draft at me and told me to get lost. Then I went to look for a phone. Back then, you can go to someone that has a phone. I think phone calls were like 50 naira a minute or something. I found a phone to call my mother. She in fact, she yelled throughout. She didn't listen. So I couldn't even explain what happened. Like, she just yelled and yelled and yelled. That was it. So I just continued. But I didn't realize how much not being able to explain myself, how much of an impact that had on my life and that it stayed with me for so long. This was 2003. Sometime in 2017, when my daughters were born and my mom came for Mugo, I can't remember what we were fighting about. And then it popped up. And I told her that that's how she didn't believe me, how she didn't listen to me, how she never gave me a chance to explain myself, and she's doing it again. First of all, she did not remember. Secondly, she was shocked. And that was the first time that I ever got a chance to say where I was and what happened and the circumstances. So now, upon reflection, I say stories with lessons. So there are always lessons in life, right? The principal, first of all, who suspended us, teachers had to teach other students who stayed in school in that period. Now that they were supposed to have a holiday, they had to teach extension classes. So that anger affected other people. And we could not spend the holiday with our families. And then everybody was, hustling to send bank drafts to the school. For my mother, I think when I think about it now as a mom of girls, if I had gone to a boarding school my daughter is supposed to be in and they're not in school, I would be upset. I would be very upset. And then I go where they said they went and they're also not there. I would be very mad. But in hindsight now, I know things were different back then. So I will say this carefully, but I think that I would have stayed. I would have seen that child. She would have told me where she went. Maybe I would have even slapped her before the teacher, but she would have told me where she went and then would have verified where she went. I think that's what I would have done differently, but I would have been angry. I would have left her provisions because a child in school and in an exam year does need food, right? The teacher, I don't know. I don't have any words because there's no justification for the words that she said to me. None at all, none whatsoever. And for me, what I learned is to always be where I say I will be, time-wise, place-wise. And it's such a big lesson. Like if I'm supposed to pick my children at 1 from school and like I'm running late and I can't make it, I call the teachers, I inform the schools everywhere. Like when I went to Curacao, the place I went, the salon I went to, they were laughing at me because I'd called to say I'll be 10 minutes late. They said, island people are relaxed with time. They were laughing. They said, where are you from? But it's just something that I've learned about that period that I hate having to explain. So I would just, if I'm not coming, I'll tell you. If I'm going to be there, I'll tell you. So that was also a lesson. But another lesson is that we should always hear our children out. No matter how angry we are, we should listen. Like they should get that moment because anger, unforgiveness, you don't know how long it's going to stretch. You don't know how it's going to shape that child and build trust, whether they will think you will believe them next time. So please, just take it as a lesson that I learned that I'm handing off to young parents out there. Always listen to, always hear them out. You can remain angry because their explanation might not make sense at the end of the day, but hear it. So these are the lessons that I learned from this episode. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. Have a good day. Bye.